New cashless system for Jolly Joseph. 5 men charged for largest cocaine bust in Jamaica. JPS customers receive extremely large bills this month. Police shoot gunman who came to kill him. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. The Democratic Convention was hot like a stove and full of energy last night as several top Democrats gave high-profile speech to build and move the country forward. President Biden came out swinging and gave a fiery speech handing over the reins to Kamala Harris, who also came on stage surprising the crowd who went wild with enthusiasm. Mrs. Hillary Clinton came out and the crowd went wild. There were so much speakers that the meeting lasted way past 12 o'clock, but nobody noticed with so much energetic speakers. And the convention continues tonight with none other than former President Barack Obama. Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says a national consultation on constitutional reform will be held in October this year, dismissing in the process the opposition's suggestion of an early general election in the country. Dr. Rowley also announced plans to remove the 3 ships of Christopher Columbus from Trinidad and Tobago's coat of arms and replace them with the national instrument, the steel pan. He told a convention on Sunday that the change is expected to be finalized before the Republic Day on September 24th, with a 6-month transition period to facilitate changes to stationery and other official materials. He added that the National Conference on Constitutional Reform will most likely take place in the first week of October. And you can see that we can always expect Trinidad and Tobago to lead the Caribbean in common sense. They're going to be removing Columbus 3 ships from everything that they have there and replace it with the steel pan. Want to say big up to Trinimama. The Jamaica government plans to introduce a new cashless system for the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, the JUTC, in the coming weeks. And this was confirmed by Transport Minister Darrell Vaz, who said it will be launched next month. Mr. Vaz said the cashless system is geared towards improving the revenue intake of the struggling state-owned bus company and will benefit commuters. The JUTC has dubbed the card a new way to pay regarding government trust towards a cashless public bus system. 5 men have been charged in relation to the largest cocaine bust in Jamaica's history. The men were taken into custody following the seizure of 5,569 pounds of cocaine with a street value of 76 million US or nearly 12 billion Jamaican dollars. The seizure and arrest was made on August 6 in Havendale in St. Andrew during an anti-narcotics operation by a team of police officers from the Firearms and Narcotics Investigations Division. Those arrested are 57-year-old Clive Roy Davis, 58-year-old Colin Ricketts, 51-year-old George Sterling, 42-year-old Clayton Peart, and 72-year-old Junior Haldane. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey said the men are all from Kingston. They were charged on Friday with possession of cocaine, dealing in coke, trafficking, and conspiracy to traffic cocaine, and the accused have been interviewed in the presence of their attorneys and will remain in police custody. Meanwhile, amid fresh public concern that incarcerated criminals are orchestrating murders from behind bars, Deputy Prime Minister and National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang has insisted that prisoners are being closely monitored by the police and correctional officers. And those fears were heightened last week as police personnel pointed to gangsters from behind bars playing a role in last Sunday night's deadly massacre in Cherry Tree Lane, 4 Parts, Clarendon, which left 8 persons dead and 9 others nursing wounds. In fact, Acting Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey said the brutal attack was linked to a long-standing feud between Jamaicans criminals overseas and was sparked by a dispute over ill-gotten gains and disputes relative to 6 previous violent incidents in Clarendon. Chang is now getting all these top shotters behind bars to be monitored daily. Meanwhile, Energy Minister Darrell Vaz said he is disturbed by complaints from customers of the Jamaica Public Service Company about an unusual and major spike in electricity bills sent to them by the company during the current billing cycle. Minister Vaz said he will formally write to the leadership of the independent regulatory body, the Office of Utilities Regulations, insisting on an investigation into multiple complaints about the issue. The Energy Minister is also demanding an explanation from JPS for the major spike in electricity bills of many of its customers during the current billing cycle. Vaz said the interruption in power supply caused by Hurricane Beryl has enabled people to finally judge and see exactly what is taking place with their bill. Remember now, some people had no light for several days, while some had no electricity for weeks, yet the current bill is larger than the last one that they received when they had continuous electricity. I don't see why I said that Jamaica is not a real place. Political representatives in Gregory Park, St. Catherine are encouraging the police to increase their patrol or establish a temporary base in the community following a double killing in the area on Sunday. 3 men were shot at an establishment along the Gregory Park Main Road about 2:45 p.m. Two of the men, Kemar Williams and Oden Beale, were killed while a third man is being treated at hospital. Councillor for the Portmore Pines Division, Claude Hamilton, told members of the media that residents are fearful since the incident happened. He said they are fearful that gunmen coming into the community are coming to search for someone and will turn their guns on anyone, especially if they don't find who they are looking for. So even if they don't find who they're looking for, they just shoot somebody else like it's for fun. An alleged intruder was fatally shot after he and another man invaded a policeman's yard in New Acres Drive in Mandeville on Sunday. The deceased has been identified as Hopton Bryan, 41, a resident and laborer of Somerset District in Manchester. A police report said at about 12 a.m. the policeman was at his home when he heard his dog barking continuously and he went to make checks. The police said the cop then reported seeing 2 men, one of whom pointed a firearm at him. Police said the cop, in fear for his life, discharged 1 round from his service pistol in the direction of the men. Bryan sustained a gunshot wound to the neck and was pronounced dead at hospital. The other man fled the scene. The matter has been reported to the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, who will be investigating. On to sports. Mauricio Pochettino and the U.S. Soccer Federation are now working towards a deal for him to become the men's national team coach, a person familiar with the negotiations told the Associated Press. Pochettino, the former Tottenham, Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain coach, has agreed to take over the U.S. men's team. He would succeed Greg Berhalter less than 22 months before the Americans host the 2026 World Cup. Meanwhile, Jamaica Under-14 top Group A in the CFU tournament after beating Trinidad and Tobago 2-0. And this was the Young Reggae Boys' third win in the tournament. Jamaica will now play Aruba tomorrow in a return game, whom they had beaten 6-0 on Sunday. And if you missed the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.